Robinhood, one of the biggest trading platforms in the world, got yesterday really bad news, which led to an abrupt 3% move in Bitcoin. And now the question is, how bad is this for Bitcoin and the crypto market overall? And what are the next resistance levels that we need to watch here for Bitcoin? If you think that's interesting, make sure that you are subscribed to the channel, like this video, and activate the bell so that you will never miss out on these really important updates. And now let's get into it. So here I want to show you really quick the Cointelegraph article about what actually happened to Robinhood yesterday. So when you're reading through this, you see that the SEC issued a Wells notice to Robinhood, the trading platform in the US, which basically is just to tell them, hey, we investigated you and we have some follow-up questions and we might take some enforcement actions on top of that. So now when you read through the article, interesting thing here are actually the quotes from the C-level of Robinhood, which says, so I guess Gallagher is the CEO or the spokesperson for Robinhood. After years of good faith attempts to work with the SEC for regulatory clarity, including our well-known attempt to come in and register, we're disappointed that the agency has decided to issue a Wells notice related to our US crypto business. We firmly believe that the assets listed on our platform are not securities, and we look forward to engaging with the SEC to make clear just how weak any case against Robinhood Crypto would be on both the facts and the law. Now, we know already the SEC is run by Gary Gensler, and he is not the best crypto advocate within the SEC. Actually, he tried to block everything what he could until he now, in terms of the spot ETF, he actually couldn't anymore and had to, let them get approved, So here, it's just a weak attempt again, So it's a cheap shot at crypto because he had to give in on the spot ETF. I think that there is a lot of, air and nothing behind it, So the on the other hand, we also saw Bitcoin recovering quite quickly from this again. But nonetheless, there are some things that we need to be vigilant about that I'm going to show you here in a second. But first, positive news is that the Bitcoin spot ETF saw here again a consecutive second day of nice inflows of a total of 3,400 Bitcoin in total. So nobody was selling, everybody was buying. So, but come on, Grayscale, are you running out of money? So did everybody leave? And this is like a client or two buying. So what's going on there? Like 60, almost 61 Bitcoin that they were buying. So this is embarrassing, to see something like this. Major outflows here, thousands of coins flowing out from Grayscale. And when it comes to buying, so one day they go strong with 1,000 Bitcoin here, the next day they come in with like 61, So, but regardless, I take it, it's better than having massive outflows from Grayscale. So even if they buy one, buy or nothing, as long as they're not selling, I'm happy, so you should too. Now, when we're going into the Bitcoin chart, another reason why we were dropping from a technical perspective was the CME gap that got yesterday closed. So, and we closed it here to the candle body of Friday's closing price. But again, I told you guys, even if we come down here, most likely we are also coming as fast as back to the upside here, and that's basically what we saw happening. On the weekly time frame, just something that I want to point out here really quickly is that one reason that we are here going back to the upside right now is that the 20 moving average here was more or less tagged by this hammer candle here that we were printing on the weekly. And now, even if the current candle would stay the way it is, this doji candle, I believe that the next one will be a candle to the upside, and that would be then a continuation pattern and signal that we will see $70,000 by the end of this month, maybe even faster than that, approximately. On the daily chart, here you can see what happened yesterday in the Robinhood announcement that they got a Wells notice. So here this massive wick was basically created during a news event. I'm gonna show you on the lower time frames exactly when it came out and how low we went. So here we are above our support and resistance flip zone. So here is already one thing that I want to talk about with you guys. So here, the bull flag, we cannot extend this forever, you know. So when the flag itself gets longer than the flagpole, then this pattern is invalidated. For now, it's still fine. So I extended it until for another 2 weeks, you know. So I would like to see a breakout out of that flag formation in that time frame, you know. So because it's not like that the flag is already getting too long, you know. So but it also depends how you measure it. So for example, if you measure it like this, you know, so then the 20th the 19th actually, so 12 days, the 19th of May is where we should break out, you know. So if you make it longer and you say, okay, I don't take this consolidation, I take it all the way down here, then of course we have a little bit more time. And I think that's what I did here. Yeah, so that's from where the original poll came from. So then of course we have a little bit more time. In a best case scenario, I would like to see this breaking out in the next 14 days here. Here on the 4-hourly chart comes now something that I want to talk with you about, and why we have to pay here so much attention right now, and why a lot of people will get this potentially wrong. Here on this 4-hourly chart, first of all, we're above the EMA ribbon, which is a bullish sign right now. We are also facing major resistance above us here on that red line at $64,500 approximately. So that is our resistance line. It's not only resistance here from the past, here from this level, where it was support, resistance flip, and then it turned into resistance, then again short-lived support with that deviation, and then now resistance and resistance. So this is a key level to reclaim for the bulls if they want to push the price higher. What I wanted to show you guys here is that not only do we have the line because of that prior resistance level, it's also the neckline of our inverse head and shoulders. So I think this here is the right shoulder right now. And over the next, let's say 16 hours, we need to break above that line to basically see this inverse head and shoulders playing out. Then another factor is that this downward sloping trend line is now more or less in alignment with that horizontal level. So even more resistance above us that the price needs to break through to move into higher prices. Now, the next levels that we need to watch here, if we manage to break through this level, is then the FEG, the imbalance that I was talking about, at around $66,000. And also here, a key level is 66,500. If I would draw here a line, you would see that we have here more or less the same situation that we are facing right now, where the price is held down, even though we are putting in a small W pattern here, you know, so, or a flag, you know, so a flag like this, however you want to see that. The only bullish thing here on this chart right now, like super bullish, it's actually two things. First of all, the inverse head and shoulders pattern that I was pointing out, but also the indicators are in alignment here on this 4-hourly chart. So we have stochastic buy signal to the upside, RSI to the upside, MACD about to give a buy signal once this 4-hourly candle is closed in 1 hour. So that is all in alignment. Remember, guys, I told you yesterday, the best entry that you could get if you missed your opportunity from the days before that would be actually when we come back to the bottom of that zone here, or back into that support zone, or a step into this underlying red area, which is a former imbalance. I told you there is a possibility that we will come back into this level, and you should stack some limit orders there. So I hope you did that. if you did, congratulations, you are massively up on your trade, right? So yesterday, you see here, we have 4 consecutive candles going to the downside. For once, he had $65,570. And that was basically in alignment with the news coming out of Robinhood. And you see here the initial move straight down in one candle. That was 2.56%. And then we continue to go lower when the rest of the market caught up to it and moved here basically 3.5% to the downside, and the rest was caused by some long liquidations and some stop hunts, you know. So, and you see that because we put in a reversal pattern, you know. So this is called, let me not tell you something wrong. Is it called the flying dragon? Dragonfly pattern, something like this. So I'm usually not trading this pattern. That's why I'm not paying a lot of attention to that. I know that pattern. So, but this is basically what we are seeing here right now. That is, I think it's called dragonfly pattern. That is also a continuation pattern. So if you see this inverted, you know, where we start in green and then go in red, you know, so it also works the other way around. So now this is a really beautiful, again, don't nail me to it. I think it's called dragonfly pattern, where we get a continuation to the upside. So here's still a lot of momentum building up to push prices higher, at least to like 67K, in my opinion. And from there, we have to reassess the situation, you know, so how the indicators are looking, how the price action is forming, and so on and so on. And so you can also not only say that we have here an inverse head and shoulders pattern, you can also make the case for a potential cup and handle pattern. But I don't like that this handle is going on for quite a long time already. So if this is not breaking out in the next 5 hours, then I would invalidate that and only stick with the inverse head and shoulders pattern. And again, once that inverse head and shoulders pattern is breaking out, this has a really high target for a nice Bitcoin trade. I'm going to trade it myself when we get the break. So this goes all the way up to $72,387, that technical target. So we only need to break $64,500 would be the level where I would enter. If we close at least a 15-minute or 30-minute candle above that level. And then I will trade this to $72,400 approximately. Let me have a look here. What did I want to show you on the 1 hourly time frame? If I actually did want to show you something, you know, here on this chart, I wanted to show you that Bitcoin finally broke and confirmed this break of this downward sloping trend that was holding us down, since a month, more or less, you know. So here also we see either a flag formation forming or a W pattern also at the same time within that flag. If we treat this as a W pattern, so that's of course then a shorter target. So that would bring us to $66,000. But if we treat this as a flag and you want to trade the flag and you take a conservative target, then also this would bring us close to $70,000. So you see we have a lot of patterns in alignment here again that should bring us into higher prices over the next couple of days. Again, take these patterns with a grain of salt. They have a statistically proven ratio of playing out or not playing out. You know, so for pennants and triangles, it's 7 out of 10 times. I think for flags, it's more or less the same thing. You know, so 7 out of 10 times that they're actually breaking to the upside. The higher the time frame, the more reliable that pattern is. Higher time frame reliability starts for me from the 4 hourly and upwards. So if you see a pattern on the 4 hourly chart and on the daily chart and on the 12 hourly chart, they have a high probability of actually playing out than a pattern that you see on a 15 minutes chart, for example. And guys, don't forget, if you want to trade with me together and make a lot of money here, I just show you here my Solana trade. You know, go back a couple of videos. So I was actually here at like a couple $100 like 2 days ago. Now I'm here up $4,300. I was earlier over $5,000 up here already. It's because Solana retraced $2 here on that chart. Then here on BYBIT, my RNDR trade closed. I obviously regret that now, you know. So, but it was a target that I had set for a long time. So that's why I was like, no, I stick to my plan. I get out, you know. So I missed here now like 3%, you know. 3% it's not crazy, you know. So yeah, so I'm also trading here on BYBIT. If you want to trade with me on BYBIT, the link is in the pinned comment below and in the description. The same for Margex and also for Phemex. And if you want to copy trade me on FAIRDESK, then also for that you find a link below. FAIRDESK has still the highest bonus in the industry of $120,000. And here on Phemex, also my fetch trade is going well. Now 170% in a profit, almost $800. This will close only at $3. So another 20% on spot can be added to this. So that would be then 370% in total on this fetch position here. So, and I traded that with you guys on the channel. You have to go, I think, way back, like a week or something, where I actually talked about this trade, that I opened it. So that was a trade that we took together here on the channel. When we're going into liquidation levels, that was the chart that I forgot. Liquidation levels. So here on the liquidation levels, we see some still over leveraged short positions, but not so much anymore. It's now more longs, over leveraged longs below us that actually I don't think will get cleaned anytime soon, because this would bring us back to like $60,000. But a revisit here of 62,500 to take out the longs from yesterday after we moved here to the downside is a valid scenario at some point. But for now, upside is heavily favored. And another reason for that is, remember guys, if you watched yesterday's video, I did not move these lines here at all, you know. So I think, let me actually, no, I did not move them at all that are drawn in here. So you see, we are more or less following this to the T here right now, especially the 200, and we are getting closer and closer to a potential golden cross on the moving averages here with the 50 and the 200 overlapping, you know, so crossing over the 50 over the 200. That will be then a really strong buy signal, which will bring us into a higher price level. So, and of course, the liquidations will help with some short squeezes on that way to the upside. When we're looking at the liquidation map itself, we see that more longs than shorts got in the last 24 hours liquidated. That's of course because of a $3,000 drop in Bitcoin that we saw $2,500 drop yesterday. When I go to the liquidation heat map for the last 24 hours, then you get also here a clear picture of support and resistance right now. So here support 63,612 because a lot of long positions were opened there. That's the hottest area. So if the bears want to push the price down into that area to liquidate some longs, I would expect that we move a little bit lower and break that underlying support there. So because there is support, if I draw here an extended line, you see here this whole area, you know, so it's all reclaimed support. If we would break through that, I would expect that we move at least to $63,000. But again, the upside is favored here right now. If we get a push to $64,500, break through this, then we immediately squeeze up here to like 65, potentially even 65,600 before we get stopped from that resistance level all the way up there. Here on the total market cap, nothing has really changed, so we don't need to get into this. Let's talk about Ethereum and some other coins. Ethereum is still struggling to reclaim here that former support level. Remember, I told you that I would expect that there is some struggle because of the volume traded area here from the VPVR. Regardless, the indicators are looking super bullish. Stochastic got a buy signal, RSI massively pointing to the upside. So there is a lot of momentum in Ethereum. The only thing that's holding Ethereum down right now is actually this resistance area. So, but I think there is some momentum building up right now to basically just get a God candle to the upside, pierce through all that resistance, then settle with some consolidation, and then see another impulsive move to the upside. Again, that breakdown from this smaller rising wedge here on the 4-hourly chart is not really concerning to me because I don't see here something like this happening. And again, if you would have listened to me yesterday, you could have gotten really good entries down here, exactly the levels that I spoke about, and you would be now slightly up depending where you bought. When we are going to the daily chart, you see another reason why we are struggling to break here to the upside. There is again the EMA ribbon, like I mentioned yesterday. We need to break above that. So for that, we need how much percent is this? We need like a 4% move to the upside to see some follow through. And at the same time, we might actually break $3,350. So like I said, I expect here a really strong candle in the next coming days from Ethereum, just going to the upside. So maybe a 10% move in one single day for Ethereum. We just need a catalyst for that. When we're looking at Solana, also here, I did not move any lines that are drawn yesterday. So you could have also gotten into this nice triangle shape or pennant that I drawn here yesterday. So as you have seen, this also has nicely played out here. So you basically got even two opportunities to enter this, either here on this break or here on this break. So you got like a double possibility of entering this trade here. Let me just show you quickly the technical target for this. So the technical target, if I take it from this breakout, is at $166. There is also massive resistance. I have one of my take profit points for one of the trades on one of the exchanges exactly at $166. There I'm definitely taking something off the table from my short-term positions that I'm trading, not long-term. I have some long-term positions on Solana. I'm not planning to sell any of these Solanas under like $700, $800, potentially $1,000 in this bull run. Here on the 1 hourly chart, we see here some downwards momentum right now, but I believe that this resistance level that we just broke above will give us support here from $154.8 to $155.5. So it's a really thin support area, but I believe that this is going to hold because it was a key level to reclaim here for the bulls to see continuation to $167, $170 here. So now, if you would not be, if you're not already in a position and you want to trade this with me on BYBIT, again, link down below, then wait for a potential dip back into this zone. So that's like a $2 move, So and yeah. I would start buying at 155.6 to like 154 in that range, So there would put some limit orders if you're not in a Solana position already to get into it, because most likely we're going to tag that and then we see continuation to the upside. Also on the 4 hourly, we're a little bit overextended when it comes to the RSI, so we could see like a move back to like 151 based on the 4 hourly, but I would not bet on this, guys, So I don't know again which coin it was, but the stochastic RSI for one coin that I was looking at was doing something like this. I think it was Fetch, and the price kept going and going and going. And when it finally came down, the price was not here at this support level. The price was actually up here when it finally came down and only went to here. And then when continued to go to the upside and never came back down here. So be a little bit careful with that. Another trade that I want to give you here is Pendle. Pendle, also a cup and handle pattern forming here. We are under resistance. Here I would also expect a breakout soon. Once we are getting the breakout at like $5.10, I would enter it just with a little bit, not the whole position that I would like to open, and the rest at like $5.23, 24, because we are here also under massive resistance. Once we are starting to break into this, I would expect that we see here a quick move to the upside and the cup and handle pattern playing out with a technical target here of, what is it? $6.40. And guys, that's it already for today's episode. I hope you enjoyed it. Please make sure to smash up the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification button, and I'll see you then again tomorrow.